Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I know it has been a while since I've made a proper video, but it's time to get back into the swing of things because I know there are so many of you thinking or getting ready to interview or prepare to come to Japan and work, possibly teach in the JET program or in some other language program. So I thought about some things that you could be doing right now to up your game and maybe get you a little bit of an advantage in those interviews and getting hired to come and teach in Japan. Teaching in Japan at the moment, you guys know, we've been dealing with having to teach online, having to teach remotely, and then having to adjust to teaching back in the classroom. So I thought about now in this day and age, there's a lot of skills that maybe will make it easier for you to get hired or maybe make you more valuable to getting hired than what I had to come with when I applied back in 1988 to come on the JET program. So I thought we'd talk about 3 things in particular, and hopefully they can help raise your game and maybe make you a little bit more attractive, because there is a lot of competition to get on the JET program. Whether or not this gets you hired, I can't make any promises, but hopefully they are things that even if you for some reason don't get hired, it's skills that you could use to possibly get you a position in another capacity or at another school or company. The first thing is getting your tech skills to the level that you feel comfortable in being able to demonstrate or use or show that you are a little bit tech savvy and that you are motivated to use technology in your teaching. Back when I applied in JET in 1988, we didn't have to worry about this. Ours was more being creative and coming up with materials and resources that we could make or that we could use in our teaching. But now in this age of technology and digital everything, you have a little bit more resources, and a lot of schools are very, very interested in what you can do digitally, because a lot of schools, thanks to the pandemic, had to learn how to become more digital and how to integrate technology into English classes or whatever subject matter you're going to be teaching. You can practice, first of all, by making videos. Just like we do here on YouTube. It's my challenge still, but it's something that I'm really glad that I started trying out YouTube and started learning a little. I'm really glad I started this venture on YouTube, even though I'm still a beginner and still learning everything from watching videos, from editing, from watching tutorials. All of this helps. The reason why it might be great for you to make a video or to challenge yourself in making a video is a lot more schools and companies are asking you to submit video resumes or video self-introductions. And you can really see the difference as somebody who's been on the recruiting side and watching people submit videos. Of course, what you say and how you say it is very important, but everybody can just turn on their cell phone and talk about themselves and make a video. Are there things that you could do that maybe make yourself stand out a little bit more? Editing, your choice of background. Do you have any things that you can do that make your video pop or stand out? Are you able to do things like subtitles or picture-in-picture? All those kinds of skills are things that perhaps a future employer or a future school might be looking at. This is because when you're teaching your English lessons, or if you're going to make some sort of demo lesson, you want your video to stand out. You want your video to show your personality. And if you've got any creative skills or things that you want to try that maybe are a little bit different than just the stand and talk about yourself videos, I'd say by all means try it. The other thing is this year we've had to do a lot of classes online. So you have to remember, if you've got a studio audience of children that are supposed to be watching your video for, say, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and you're teaching skills, or you've got a list of objectives you have to teach, you've got to make it interesting and exciting and motivating. It's just like anything that children watch on TV. If it's something like a drama or something that they don't find interesting, you're going to lose their attention. You're going to lose them, and they're not going to be very excited to see your next video or what comes in the series of lessons that are to follow. You've got to make yourself so you're exciting. You've got some sort of hold on them so that they want to watch your video for the entire time. Now, my partner teacher and I had to do this, and we tried so many different things. We tried green screening, we tried coming and lip singing, and for me it was coming out of my shell, doing a lot of things that maybe I wouldn't ordinarily do in a video. But since I knew my audience were children, and I knew that it was something involving the lesson plan that I was trying to do, I had to think of ways to make it interesting. We saw other teachers during this time, and they were presenting the simple chalk and talk teaching. Here you have this unique camera in front of you, and you're choosing to just talk without even looking at the camera. Some of the things you could practice when you're making the video is looking at your lens or looking right into your viewfinder so that the students feel that you're talking to them. Not talking here and talking about the lesson or talking about nouns and verbs while you're looking away. They need to see that eye contact. It's hard with a mask when we're in class now. The children don't often get to see our faces. So now, because they can see our faces, we can speak clearly, and we can use the pronunciation that we want our students to learn. So that's another thing. When you're making your video, especially if you're going after an English teaching position, are you enunciating your words clearly? Are you articulating yourself well? And I'm not saying that I do it well. I get tongue-tied all the time. I have my bad habits. We all do. But if you can practice it so that you feel comfortable getting a video out or speaking to a camera with nobody else around, it's going to help you when you're submitting a video, or if the school asks you to do a lesson online and you've got to create this video. So definitely practice. Another thing you could practice with your technology are things like Google Meet. Another thing, as I stumble through my words, another thing you can practice are things like Google Meets and Zooms. Your Skype interview. If you're asked to do a Skype interview, practice, record it, judge yourself. See if you're looking and you're making eye contact. See if you're speaking clearly enough for the interviewer or your audience to understand. A lot of times when we've interviewed potential applicants or when we've had Skype conferences, a lot of times what you see, especially people that are doing it via a cell phone or an iPad, is they're looking down at their screen like this. So the whole time when they're making their points, they're not looking at you. They're not looking at the camera. And I get it, because I'm the same way. You want to see what you look like and make sure that, that you don't have a piece of salad on your tooth, or that you're making that connection, or that for some reason your suit is on correctly, or that your pajama bottoms below your suit isn't showing, or whatever. So practice. Record, evaluate yourself. One of the things that I did, or I started doing, that really helped me feel more comfortable in front of the camera is use live stream apps. Nowadays, there are so many chances for you to go live on a platform, connect with people. I started out with Periscope. There's Instagram stories, there's Twitter, there's Twitch. I'm currently using Haps. As long as you have a camera, and it doesn't matter whether it's a nice, shooting camera, if it is just your cell phone, set it up and practice. I guarantee you that the more you practice these things, the more comfortable you're going to feel, not only behind a camera, but also when you're in front of your students or in front of these people that are going to interview you. So practice. Number 2, even though that was kind of a long number 1, is start familiarizing yourself with educational apps and games and sites. And if you're getting an interview question and you're asked something like, what are 3 apps that you would recommend using at school? Yeah, that is a question that you could be asked in this day and age. You might be asked, what 3 apps do you recommend students in a grade 4 class using? What are 3 apps that you would recommend our teachers at our school to use? Try out the apps as well. We have a teacher that sometimes he'll say, oh, this is a great app, let's use it. Okay, explain to us how we use it. Well, I haven't really tried it yet. You haven't really tried it yet, but you're going to start doing it with the students. I always say try out the app so you know what vocabulary is used, what potential problems will there be, what type of things do students already know how to do or use before you introduce this app. Make a list of questions and go through these apps and see whether or not they're easy to explain, kid-friendly, teacher-friendly, all those things. And then, if you're asked to recommend something, you can recommend it with confidence. The third thing that I would highly suggest doing, if you aren't already doing it now, I kind of assume you already are, but if you're not doing it now, is start familiarizing yourself with other teachers, with other teacher-friendly websites, just things to keep you up to date with trends, things that these other teachers find that recommend that might be something you could use or that you find interesting. It's been, for me, just so great to be able to come here on YouTube and look up teacher vloggers, look up things that I need a little bit more information about, how to do this, which of these platforms are good, which things are teachers recommending, and my gosh, it's so therapeutic. I can just put it on and watch it when I'm eating dinner. I can keep up with what's going on. It's great because I can keep informed of what schools in other countries, other cities, other areas are doing. And not only that, you grow a really supportive community. There is nothing more supportive than the website Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a great collaboration or a great community of teacher entrepreneurs who put so much love and knowledge and skill into making different activities for a variety of subject areas, skills, grade levels, all different kinds of things. Sometimes their contributions are free downloads that you can try. Sometimes they're packs. Sometimes they're just individual products. Everything is a reasonable price. It's so easy to get in touch with these teachers through comment boxes, DMs, whatever. You can follow their social media accounts. And it's just been uplifting and inspiring. You find teachers that have just, the most creative ideas, and you can go there. And they've been kind enough to share their products. And sometimes they'll make it editable so you could adapt it to your needs, your classrooms, your situations, and you just can have a whole library of resources of talented teachers. So shout out to Teachers Pay Teachers. You guys are so, amazing. I know from tons of experience that there's nothing more nerve-wracking than having to do an interview, a Skype interview, a video, and make your personality or make yourself stand out, but at the same time show your level of commitment and enthusiasm and just your passion for wanting to come and teach either here in Japan or another country, or even just teaching in general. So maybe just beefing up your skills or improving your marketability in these 3 areas: tech knowledge, educational or teacher-friendly apps or websites, or 3, familiarizing yourself with other teachers, other teacher vloggers, your community of teachers who are teaching abroad. Any of those areas where you can maybe feel a little bit more confident and boost your knowledge of what's going on can definitely help you. Like I said, I have no idea what interviewers and recruiters are going to ask or be looking for. But I know in this day and age, especially with what we've had to do during the pandemic of teaching online and hybrid teaching, virtual teaching, the more you can familiarize yourself with technology, how to use it, what things you can use with it, and how you can support yourself and grow and learn from technology, it helps. If you found this video helpful, or maybe it just gave you a little bit of inspiration to go out and do something that we've suggested, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to hear a little bit more about what it's like to teach here in Japan, or if you're interested just in how Japan does things, please consider subscribing. Thank you once again for being here. I will see you in the next video. So until then, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.